a messenger.
You know what?
Couldn't
Just
keep after
put
that.
You're not going to escape it. It's going to get you at some point. You know that.
But you and I,
It's going to get us at some. It's going to get us at some point. There's no way that anybody's going to escape it. It'll be here at some point. It'll get you. I think the big thing is to try to get it when it's not, the hospitals aren't crushed. And now that they've got some other things, I mean, I'm immune compromised, I know it, but it will get me at some point.
yeah, but the last thing you want to do is end up with it, especially if you're elderly, because then it's dangerous.
I get it. The first thing I'll be doing is going for the antiviral treatment.
And that's the thing, is I want to find out where you get them, because early treatment with those, you got to have them at home.
Yeah, you have to have your tests.
Yeah.
Heather, do you know if this is mic's on or if it needs to be on?
The mic is on, yeah. It's
Okay.
connected to my mains mixer over here.
It's quite a hodgepodge of wires
Yeah, I haven't
growing
quite-
under
I
that.
haven't-
Yeah, that's what I was
Quite yet.
not too sure about.
You can't run them underneath, isn't this a slab?
We can, but do you want me to show you how much that's gonna cost?
No, but is there
Doesn't
room,
feel
like?
like it.
Yeah, you can underneath. It's a crawl space.
Oh, okay.
I can show you all the mice. I've got a good gathering of them under there.
Is this for council?
Graham is not coming and Chris is not coming, so yes. Oh, and we're ready to go.
Start.
Live, yes.
Welcome, everyone. Call the special meeting of council to order. At this time, I'd ask Councillor Smith to read the blessing and land acknowledgement, please.
As we gather, we recognize we are on Treaty 3 lands which are steeped in rich Indigenous history and home to many First Nations and Métis people today. We continue to be thankful for partnerships with Indigenous people. We give thanks for the many blessings we enjoy in the city of Kenora. We seek wisdom in our minds, clearness in our thinking, truth in our speaking, and always love in our hearts, so that we may try always to unite the citizens of Kenora. Let these principles guide us in our decision making.
Thanks, Councillor. Public information notices. As required under notice bylaw 144-2007, the public is advised the council's intention to adopt the following at today's meeting. NA. At this time, I'd ask if there's any member of council who wishes to declare pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof pertaining to any items as follows, either on today's agenda from a previous meeting or from a meeting in which a member was not in attendance. Seeing none. Presentations and deputations, we have none. Special items. Subdivision agreement, former Abitibi mill site. Adam, please.
For sure. So the recommendation before council is to execute a subdivision agreement that will have the effect of creating 50 new lots on the area of the former Abitibi mill site. This is formed one of the conditions of the draft plan approval that was provided by PAC back in the July of 2020, to which a number of those other various conditions fall under within the agreement. In terms of development, there are still various some other steps to be followed, and once you in terms of proceeding with the various projects on the site. So you'll notice that there's further studies and requirements as it pertains to site plan control, and as well as for lots 5, 6, and 15 remain subject to a holding zone until the receipt of a record of site condition, among others, to proceed with development. I'd be happy to take any questions from council if pertaining to the agreement, and recognizing it is somewhat of a complex one.
Any questions, council? Adam, I've got a couple. Does this then allow the developer to start selling, the lands designated as light industrial?
Yes, it will have the effect, once it's registered, that they'll be able to sell those lands.
Okay. And the big piece that has been just below lot 5, it's not part of, is that because it's already been, that's where the proposed casino site was?
That form,
It's-
yeah. That formed part of a consent application that occurred in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after this is done, everything will be designated as per and except for the conditions that are imposed.
Mhm.
They can now start moving and selling these and developing these
Mhm.
properties.
Yeah, so I did note in the report that in terms of other agreements that may proceed to council, I think this principally revolves around the development agreement, but that would only take place once they're in a position to look at any public dedication of infrastructure. At this time, it's principally private infrastructure works that are going to be taking place on those lands. But a development agreement will have any language that would ensure that any such infrastructure is built to municipal standards and so forth.
Nothing else? All right, I'd ask for resolution number 1.
Your worship, resolution number 1, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Goss, that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute a subdivision agreement between the city of Kenora and 5901058 Manitoba Limited to allow for the creation of 15 proposed lots, and further, that the appropriate bylaw be passed for this purpose.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 2, please.
Your worship, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Poirier, that the following bylaw be now read a first and second time and approved in its present form and presented for third and final reading. Number 29-2022, Subdivision Agreement -5901058 Manitoba Limited.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. I'm not going to go around the table, but if anybody has any announcements, otherwise, I'd ask for reading of resolution number 3, please.
Resolution number 3, your worship, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Goss, that this meeting be now declared closed at 3:06 p.m.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried.